Yesterday, the governor campaigned here in Southern California with Congresswoman Karen Bass. They were courting voters in Baldwin Hills. The event held at the headquarters of the African American Voter Registration, which works to register black voters in the state. Let's bring in Congresswoman Karen Bass, who joins us now live. Congresswoman, good to see you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Good to see you too as well.
All right, it was good to see you this weekend as well at the Elizabeth Warren rally that happened in Culver City. Nice to see you in person for a change as well. So I was out with Larry Elder this morning. His big point is that essentially blacks have not been treated well by the Democratic Party. He says that you all are afraid that he's going to break the consistent trend of African Americans voting for Democrats, and that he's ready to change all of that. What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, I'm afraid that if he were elected, he would break the state. I've known Larry Elder, not personally, but of him for at least the last 3 decades. And I will tell you, I cannot name one thing he has done positive in our community. But I think that we cannot be fooled. Now, so far, I'm encouraged. Most of the ballots coming back are Democratic, and I keep my fingers crossed that people have voted no. But you know, this is the 6th attempt to recall this governor. There are 68 recalls going on in our state. This whole process is out of control. The governor didn't do anything wrong. I think if you're going to recall the governor, you should recall him because he broke a law or he had some really severe ethical breach. The idea that he is facing a recall because he wanted Californians to follow public health protocols is a complete misuse of the process.
Well, there were almost 2 million people who signed that recall petition to get this recall underway. We're a week out. Maybe some of those people are watching tonight. I know yesterday at the event with Governor Newsom, you were saying that you love to brag about this state. I love California.
Yes.
This is my home state. But there is homelessness issues. There are businesses that have been put out of business because of the pandemic and Governor Newsom's shutdown. So for those people watching tonight who voted on that, who signed that recall petition and want him out, what do you say?
Well, I say that I certainly hope if they have not filled out their ballots that they seriously reconsider. I know at the time that the signatures were being collected, we had this unexpected, breakthrough with the Delta virus when things were getting back under control in our state. And I know everybody is frustrated and angry. Frankly, I wish all Californians would be vaccinated. I think the Delta variant would not be as severe if everyone had been vaccinated. The thing that is plaguing us the most is the disinformation campaign. And for the first time that I could ever remember, even health professionals not wanting to take the vaccine, we're all of a sudden acting like vaccines are new. The idea that people are taking horse medicine, they don't believe the CDC, but they believe Facebook. Ranchers who need the horse medicine are having difficulty getting it, and there have been people overdosing in emergency rooms. So disinformation, I think, is something that our state is really suffering from. And I do believe that a lot of people said they wanted to recall him because they were angry. I hope they rethink that, they turn in their ballot, and they vote no on the recall.
By horse medicine, she's referring to ivermectin, which is a horse dewormer that some people have taken to try to treat COVID-19. She also mentioned the Delta variant, which of course came after the signatures were collected, but has come now while people are in the process of voting.
And the FDA coming out saying, we don't recommend that you take ivermectin.
Yes. Okay. Right, and the main point is, and I'm sorry what you said about the Delta variant, the main point is that I believe a lot of people wanted to recall him at the time because they were very frustrated at the shutdown. They were very frustrated that, we couldn't go back to work, and businesses certainly suffered. On the federal end now, we tried really, really hard to send massive amounts of money to California for small businesses, the unemployment and all of that. So we definitely tried to do our part, but I don't deny at all that it was not enough, and many people were hurt and are still being hurt because of it.
Congresswoman, on to another topic now. It seems like ever so often we talk because somebody really wants you in a different job. So last year it was the vice presidency. We talked about that. Then it was senator from California. We talked about that. Now there is this push for you to be the next mayor of Los Angeles. So there was a straw poll, and you're the clear favorite. About 27% of Democrats polled said if the election was held right now, they would vote for you. Rick Caruso, Kevin De Leon, Mark Ridley Thomas behind. We know Mark Ridley Thomas is not running, part of the reason that you may be running. And look at this headline at the bottom of your screen. It reads, Karen Bass's mayoral momentum.
Look at the picture.
Is building. We like that picture. This is from Los Angeles Magazine. We know that you are considering running for mayor. First off, if you want to make an announcement right here, we'd certainly appreciate it. But assuming that you don't, what does that thought process look like? What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I mean, first of all, I have been very surprised and humbled by all of it. You are right. I feel like I have been on a roller coaster since the last year with people wanting me to do different things. Oh my goodness.
I think that actually was President Biden calling, saying you should run for mayor. Was that what that was?
No. Or offering you a new job.
No. Okay.
But you're the first to know.
Yeah. So do you want to finish your answer on the mayor? Because there's a lot of serious, and I know you're seriously considering this, right?
It is. No, it really is. As I was saying before, I was surprised, overwhelmed, humbled by it, in a very serious way. And I'm worried about our city, just like everybody is. When I say I brag about California, understand it's in relation to the rest of the country and the way we have responded to a lot of things like climate change and the way we responded to the pandemic. But of course, we have very serious problems here. And I want to see our city come together, because to me, when I look at the homelessness issue, it is a humanitarian crisis. I've actually been to refugee camps in Africa that look worse than that, where what we're going through looks worse than the refugee camps. So we have a serious problem in our city. That is why I will consider, but I don't have an answer yet. This is a lot to evaluate, not running for re-election, the fact that there are a number of very qualified people running. So I have a lot to consider, but I promise you I will let you know one way or another.
But the fact that you get 26% of this hypothetical vote, how does that resonate with you?
Well, I mean, it's one of the things that was shocking to me. And, but, it's very early. This election is not until next June. So, it tells me that there's goodwill out there, but, you don't make decisions based on, a poll, a big decision like this. I enjoy the work I'm doing in Washington, D.C. The issues that I've been working on are the issues I was working on back in community coalition days many, many years ago. And I'll continue to work on those issues, regardless if I'm in office, out of office, continue in Congress, or take a gamble at this.
Well, it's good to be in a position where people actually want you for other jobs as compared to the opposite, which can be a problem in politics. Of course, other potential jobs, potential Speaker of the House is something that's been talked about if and when Speaker Pelosi retires. Also, potentially Senator from California is another job that's been talked about with Congresswoman Bass. So you got a lot of options, but let's talk about the job that you're actually in right now, which is Congresswoman representing and one of the people that are the key negotiators on the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, which was passed out of the House, has been negotiated in the Senate. What is the status of that? I know the House has done its work, but you're a part of trying to get the Senate to do its work. Is that bill basically dead, or does that have a chance?
No, the status is frustrating. That's the status. It's not dead. I will tell you, and I appreciate you mentioning the fact that the House did its job in March, and it's the Senate. But one thing that we've all seen from the Senate is it takes a really long time to make a decision. So I continue to have conversations with Senator Scott and Senator Booker. Hopefully we will be meeting either in person or by Zoom next week. We are, exchanging paper and looking at legislative language. And so I remain hopeful that we will get something done. In a few weeks, we're going to start another trial. It'll be the Ahmaud Arbery trial. And so the issue is going to come back up again. We have got to resolve this problem. And it's another example of a problem that we need to bring everyone together, everyone at the table, and find a solution for.
All right, Congresswoman Karen Bass, we know you have your cell phone handy at all times. So when you are ready to make that announcement about LA Mayor, call us.
I will.
Thank you
And
very
thank you
much.
for being with us
Always good to
tonight.
see you. I'm sure we'll see you on the campaign trail over the next week as well.
Yes, you will.
All right.